A woman remarries after the death of her first husband. She had a child with her first husband, who was 3 years old. The woman moved into her new husband's house with her son after their union. This second husband was very rich and did not object to the child staying in his house with his mother. 1 year later, the woman gave birth to another child. The husband was filled with happiness, but his feelings towards his stepson, the orphan, began to change. He stopped playing with him, no longer took care of him as before, and tolerated his presence in his large home less and less. Once, the man came back from work with a bicycle for his biological son. The mother saw her eldest son watching sadly as his brother played and rode around the house on his new bicycle. The mother spoke to her husband and asked him to bring another bicycle for her eldest son, just like for his brother. But he categorically refused, saying, "I am not responsible for him, and if you don't stop talking about him, I will throw him out of the house." The mother, fearful for her son, accepted the situation, dreading losing him. She preferred to see him live a bitter life, full of injustice, sadness, and oppression, rather than not see him at all. Days passed, and the boys grew up. The husband enrolled his biological son in a cutting-edge private school, but refused to enroll his wife's son, stating, "I am not his father to spend my money on his education. After all, he will be of no use to me and will not bear my name." The mother replied angrily, "Yes, he may not be of your flesh and blood and may not bear your name, but that does not mean you should deprive him of education and let him live in the darkness of ignorance." "Don't you have an atom of mercy and pity in your heart?" he shouted. "I've had enough. I can't stand his presence here anymore, and I don't want to see him in my house." The boy approached his mother, wiped her tears, and said while crying, "Don't be sad, Mom. Nothing in this world is worth shedding a tear for. I am tired of seeing that old man humiliate you every day because of me. To make you happy, I will leave and go away from the house." The boy left his mother, took his clothes, and left. His heart ignited, and thousands of questions began swirling in his head. Where will he go? Where will he live? What will he eat? If he falls ill, who will take care of him? Who will look after him? The mother raised her hands to the sky and said, "Oh my God, I entrust my orphaned son to you. Take him under your care, protect him, and return him to me, safe and sound." The husband came home from work and looked at his wife. He found her serene, even happy. Surprised by her state, he said, "Why are you happy and not sad about your son's departure?" She smiled and said, "I have entrusted his protection and sustenance to someone far more capable than you, to someone who neither tires nor grows weary, to someone who protects him without expecting anything in return." He left her in the hands of God, the mighty, the majestic. The husband laughed sarcastically and said, "The outside world is ruthless towards the miserable and has no compassion for the hungry. It seems you have lost your mind." And 10 years later,